How's it going, everybody? It's your favorite nomadic urban survivor, James here. I know it's probably a little bit dark. Hopefully the video comes out a little bit lighter. But it's going to be a hot one here in Sacramento today. It's calling for 101. It's probably already in the high 90s. I forgot to look at the temperature before I started filming. But I am late on posting a video for today. It's been hot, been lazy. But I've made mention a couple times in the past. I wanted to take a few minutes getting off subject. I've made a comment in the past that I'm trying to start a business, but being urban nomadic survivors, you don't really have an address because society labels you as homeless. The only thing preventing me from being in business is getting a business license. I recently saw an ad for something called a virtual office space, which gives me everything I need in the form of a physical address, someplace I can get mail and have mail sent, and I have access to meeting rooms and conference centers, and they have warehouses for inventory storage for people who have office spaces there. I'm gonna call Monday, find out more about it, but I'm also going to look into renting a few physical office spaces and see how they entail, and see if I can find any small industrial style like warehouses or empty warehouses that I can use for a manufacturing business or something. I'm not really sure yet, but these are a couple things. If I can get more information, I'll find out about it and let y'all keep you updated on it. But in the meantime, I've got a bunch of things that I've made up for like my little paracord bracelets here. This is actually a survival bracelet. This one has some shaved down fat wood. There's a little pack. Well, I'll pack it right here. Hold on, let me take this off. I got stuff in my hands I'm trying to hold and do two things. But see, it's just paracord bracelet. But in there you'll see some shiny plastic. That's shaved down fat wood for starting fires. This one here is got some jute twine, some fishing lines, fishing hooks, and fishing sinkers. And right there, then the compass. The compass points north, not as north as my standard compass. So I've actually discontinued the model with the compass. There are a couple that will have it, and a couple keychain designs that are survival keychain styles. Hopefully I can get more information and be able to do a video of the different products. But it's got a Flint & Striker piece on it as well, and it's got an emergency whistle in the buckle here. But I started making a few other things as well. I did a rifle sling. I've done smaller bracelets. I've done the Thin Blue Line police bracelets a couple of times. But I have even made dog toys, surprisingly enough. That was an accidental product. But I did a video on a flint and steel kit one time. I'll post a link to it down below. And called Vern's Flint and Steel. I got it off of Amazon. Some char cloth, piece of birch bark, a piece of English flint and a steel striker that's got a flint sharpener built into it. It also had some jute twine and some natural rope that were cut into little sections about yay long. And you can untwist all the jute twine, make it into a bird nest. Take the manila rope, untwist it, and make a bigger bird nest. Put the jute twine and stuff in there and blow your ember in. But it got me to thinking, because I found some things on Amazon for paracord when I started making bracelets that work as a toggle. It's a ferrocerium rod, or a ferro rod, and a fire striker. So it got me to thinking, hey, I want to make me a little fire kit. I made a case the other day. I recently finished the project. This will actually be, if I can get my business license, this would be a possible product. None of these products are for sale at the moment. I don't have a business license, and trying not to. I've been in enough trouble in my life. I don't need it anymore, especially with the government. I can't win that fight. But this here, you see, it's just paracord that I've woven and stitched and got some belt loops. But this right here is the little toggle I was telling you about. See, it's a ferro rod. This piece in the back is got a striker on it. But inside, open this up, this pulls out like this. I can slide that through and you'll see a little bit better. That has been shaved into a striker point for your ferro rod and give you a better. Well, granted, it's not a very big ferro rod, and it does give enough room to throw a spark, but in reality, in a survival situation, this particular one here is the second pocket I made, a little pouch I made. It's a tighter weave. The first one I did 2 loops or 2 passes on the weave on my loom between every half-inch space between the nails. This one here has 3 passes. It's actually got a little over 57 feet of paracord in it. My blue one here that I'll show you in a minute, the first one I made, has 55 feet 6 inches of paracord in it. This has almost 2 feet more paracord in it just by adding 1 extra loop. But my fire kit contains my tinder material. I got my, like I said, I got my striker, I got my fire starter right here. And in a survival situation, I've got over 57 feet of paracord to build shelter with. Sorry. But as I said, in a survival situation, I've got over 57 feet of paracord to build survival situation shelters with. And I can also build a bow drill set or whatever I need. So, this is essentially, it's 7.5 inches long by 5 inches wide, and then I stitch it down so it fits this can. You see the can, it fits in there pretty snug. So, opening this up, I want to do a video more in depth on this. Sorry, I don't mean to keep flipping everybody off. On this one, my fire kit, and on why I chose each particular item in it. But the Ranger band, of course, everybody knows Ranger bands. You can slice them up, light them with your lighter, and that'll give you enough time to get your kindling and your bigger pieces to hopefully catch. And you can use these in the rain. Might not be as environmental friendly, but I try to be as environmentally conscious as possible in a survival situation. When I need to start a fire, if I have to cut my inner tube open, I'm going to. But open this up. You see, it's nothing more than an Altoids can. I bought these off. There's a company here in Southern California. I try and find their link, or try and get the link off their website, and I'll post it down below as well. I think it's called Papermark or something like that. They wholesale different packaging. I bought the minimum thing of these was like $24 per shipment, and it was fairly cheap. I think it was, I'm not even gonna lie, I don't remember, but it was fairly cheap. But anyway, I opened this up. Inside I have some charcoal sticks that I made. These aren't real good charcoal sticks. I found an old piece of 2x4. I was just messing around and seeing if I can baton through it with my EDC pocket knife. Not advisable, but in an emergency situation, it's good to know that I can use my EDC as a batoning stick on small sticks and small pieces of wood. So, but the charcoal sticks have a twofold process. Actually, it's a threefold process. I have the ability to write messages on rocks, the bark on smooth trees, whatever. My lighter, I can light these and it'll burn long enough for me to get my kindling and smaller kindling and pieces of wood and stuff to light. As you can see, it's starting to break up because it's not really good quality. I overcharred it. And but the charcoal powder, which I'll get to right now. I'm gonna set this aside. But the charcoal sticks, like I said, that little charcoal powder in the bottom of the bag, that's what that is. I chose this because I couldn't get the charcoal stick to light with my ferro rod. But I'm like, you know what? Let me see what happens if I grind this up into a powder. I put it on a leaf that was, I won't say 95% dry, and I crushed up a pile, I'm gonna say maybe dime-sized pile, whatever, and I hit it with the ferro rod. It caught a spark, turned into an ember. I put that ember inside some dry grass for a bird nest, and I blew it into a flame. I don't know if any other way to do that. I don't know if you can just like do this on something and then slide it in like you would do for a bow drill or a hand drill or something. Like I said, the way I did it, the first thought that went through my mind is I want as least amount of problem as possible. And putting it on a dry leaf and then putting the dry leaf directly on top of the bird nest and folding it over just kind of made more sense to me. So that's why I chose this. This little baby is shaved down fat wood. Who doesn't love fat wood? I don't even have to explain why I chose shaved down fat wood, but I'm going to. I can light it with my lighter. I can light it with my ferro rod. All it takes is one spark, and this thing goes up and gives you enough time to get your smaller sticks and your smaller kindling into your bigger pieces of kindling, into your bigger pieces of fuel. And this works in the rain. These are fat wood chunks. I actually have a Smith tender maker. It looks like a little cheese grater, and you just kind of hold the stick in one hand and run the grater up and down the other hand, or the tender maker up and down with the crane. I can make more shaved down fatwood with these. I can also light these with my lighter, and they burn just as well in the rain as that. So like I said, fatwood. Why did I choose fatwood for my fire making kit? That's a no-brainer. I don't even have to explain that. We all know why we choose fatwood for our fire making kit. "10 feet of jute twine." I can tear off a couple feet of this. I can fluff it up into a bird nest. I can put a spark on my char cloth. I can do the crushed up charcoal powder on a dry leaf, ferro rod, bam. I can also put this inside of a secondary bird nest of like dry grass. And sorry, probably hear them announcing in the background for the Amtrak. But this, just fluff it up, tear it apart, fluff it up, bird nest, bam, hit it with a ferro rod, it sparks, it'll flare out. That's why I chose that. This is 5 pieces of 100% cotton denim char cloth. Char cloth, all you need is one spark, and it'll glow until it's all gone. It's great for flint and steel kit, ferro rod, fold it over, stick it in your bird nest, blow your flame. That's why I chose this. This one here is 5 pieces of 100% cotton denim that I can make in the char cloth. And what do you know? I've even got a can. And this can is perfect. It's the size of an Altoids can. Altoids can fit in your pocket. So will this. So I'm going to put that one aside, and I'm going to get to this one. I'm going to show off this one here. Like I said, this one here is actually not as tight of a weave. It's got 55. That one, I know it was 57 feet and some change. I don't know the exact measurement. I didn't really keep accurate tabs on it. This one I measured, it's all one piece. I had a piece of royal blue paracord that was 55 feet, 6 inches. And I did this. This is all one piece. Stitched down the side with the leading end, or with the tail end. Stitched down the side with the running end. I took the 2 pieces, the long end off of the running end, made the belt loops right here on the back. The short piece on the lead end, or the tail end, I guess it's called, or standing end, I think maybe is what it was called, is what made this one. This one works the same way as the red one. Just grab the ferro rod, give it a pull, and you can, although the royal blue was stiffer than the red, than my imperial red one, so it's a little more pain in the butt to get it through, but it does go through. And then like I said, this one I only put 2 weaves in between the 1/2 inch nails on my weaving loom, but It also, as you noticed, came with the handy dandy flint and steel, or ferro rod and striker toggle closure. And I kind of color coordinated them. Red for my fire kit, blue for my fishing kit, which is what this one here is. And this is just some stuff I had in my tackle box when I put it together. This would be a possible product if I get my boss. They're possible products now. If I can get this virtual office place, and get my business license come September, they will be a product. But I would go more into that detail at a later time when I find out more about an office space. But essentially, like I said, it's just another one of them little Altoid style cans. I got some soft plastics here. I got some grubs and some worms there. I got some tube bait, and chose that just basically it was in the tackle box. The more options I have in the way of bait, the more options I have in the way of catching fish. So little fishing, little soft plastics. Got me a little yellow popper jig. Like I said, this is all just stuff I had in my tackle box. Some of this stuff will actually show up in the product. May not be guaranteed the same stuff, but it'll be a nice little pocket fishing kit that you can use. And got me a little rooster tail jig there. I forgot to mention with the fire packs, but I just happened to grab this one because it was the first one I saw. You notice all of these products are in a plastic bag. That there I just found on the road and threw in there one day. Actually, I didn't even find it on the road. I found it on the beach next to the river. There are some irresponsible people that give the rest of us bad names. And I'm going to let you fill in your own adjectives. You know what I'm talking about. We've seen them. But I have a little bobber for bobber fishing, live bait. Little rooster tail inline style minnow print, I think is what it is. Little rattling lipless crankbait. And you'll notice the hook came through the plastic there. These would actually be taped over with like masking tape to prevent them from doing that. Like I said, this is just something I put together for myself, but these would be products once I can figure out the business license thing in the virtual office space. But I think, don't quote me, I think these may be Eagle Claw hooks, but you can see in there, there's sorry, raise it up too high. There's like 10 of them in there, or decent sized little hooks. You can see the gaps in there. And I have 3 of these giant hooks. You never know. You might not use them for fishing. You never know when you need to lash something together and make a treble hook real quick to snag your something. So they essentially they come in handy. You can also use them for really big fish, snapping turtles, whatever. I don't know. I have some smaller hooks here as well. You see. So essentially there are 3 size hooks, or 3 sizes of hooks in there. I've also got 3 little bullet sinkers here. Actually, I got 6 of them in here, but they're 2 different sizes, but there's, like, you can see there's 2 sizes. So this, like a little 1/8 ounce or 16th ounce spinner. I don't recall which. I think it was a 16th ounce, but it may have been the 1/8 ounce. Pearl white. I believe that might be a Colorado blade. I don't recall. It's been a while since I've done anything with studying blades and stuff. I haven't done any real serious fishing in years. But matter of fact, I haven't bought a fishing license this year because the past 2 years I bought my fishing license and only went fishing once in 2 years. So, but the little spinner there, and of course, if you got a fishing kit, you need fishing line. That is 30 feet of Berkley 15-pound test, Berkley Trilene, and well, I chose the Berkley Trilene because, you know, I like Berkley Trilene. But and the nice thing is, like I said, that's the same size as an Altoids can. It'll fit in your pocket, and as you saw, that's an entire tackle box in this can. That was an entire fire making tinder kit in this can. But I'm thinking I'm going to change up a couple things in the kit, because I've done some videos using thistledown as fire starters, and I think I'm going to start harvesting that and incorporating that into the fire kit as well. But I also have plans on doing a first aid kit in these little cans. I want to do a repair kit, and for the repair kit, one of the things that I will be putting in repair kit is, as you notice, I wear eyeballs. Generally, just on GP, I wear eyeglasses. Put an eyeglass repair kit inside your repair kit. I'll also put one of these little eyeglass straps in there, just because it'll help lessen the chance of losing your glasses in an emergency or survival situation. But the repair kit would also have a sewing kit, you know, standard needles, a couple of bigger embroidery size needles for like using as an awl, different types of thread, some wax thread maybe, or dental floss or something. And then I want to do like a multi-purpose style kit where it'll have charcoal sticks or something and a couple pieces of paper so that you can write notes in an emergency situation, you know, hey, you know, or whatever. If you get separated from your party on the trail, you're walking faster than them, you can, hey, I went up ahead, this is where I'm at, blah, 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 whatever. And so that one would kind of have a little bit of everything in it. Something to be able to communicate with, something to start fire with, something for a repair kit, and some fishing survival stuff. And it would have they would all have the little ferro rod and strikers on there, because I can get these on Amazon, you know, and I'm sure that if I buy enough of them, maybe there's a chance I can work out some kind of a better deal with the manufacturer, or at least whoever it is that's selling them. So, but we don't know. We'll see. But I'll post a link to where I found these on Amazon as well. Wow, I'm gonna have a lot of links posted. That's a lot of stuff. But anyway, I thank you all again for watching. I hope you all enjoyed these, and getting into the pricing on these, if and when I am able to start selling these. Getting back to the Vern's Flint and Steel fire kit that I told you about. I got sidetracked. I got back to my own product. Sorry, Vern. I paid, I think it was $19.95 plus shipping and handling. And I think I bought a bunch of other stuff, so I actually got free shipping. So you figure for 20 bucks, I got the fire kit. If and when I'm able to start selling things, oops, sorry, kicked the tripod. I would be selling the kits individually for $19.95, 20 bucks, whatever. And I would be selling the pouch separately. But I'm not really sure how much I'm going to charge for the pouch yet. Maybe just $5, who knows. But if and when I can start selling these, if you bought the two together, they may not be color coordinated unless you specifically ask for. I mean, if you buy the fire kit and you buy the pouch, it's going to come in a red pouch. But if you buy this and then you buy this separately, just because you bought the fishing kit doesn't mean you're going to get a blue pouch unless you specify a blue pouch. You'll have the option to buy whatever colors they're made in. But as a combo deal, it would be like 25 bucks for the package if and when I'm able to start selling these. So I hope you all are still watching this far into the video. Happy trails, be safe, see you all down the road. Peace. I'm out of here.